What's going on, guys? XQ420 here, back in the building, back at it, bringing a fresh one to you, crushing it like we always do. In today's video, now formerly known as the artist formerly known as Chop. Now the Seattle Mayor Durkan, she's saying that we probably need to handle business out here. We probably need to break this up, the melee. I was like, what makes you want to do it now? I mean, I thought it was the summer of love. Everybody hugging and kissing, living in tents, eating Dominoes. Sounds great to me. Now she giving it the old thumbs down. So let's go and dive into this. All right, so this article said, faced with growing pressure to crack down on an occupied protest zone following 2 weekend shootings. Now, folks are getting shot out there. Now, whoever thought that they just out there protesting, they spreading the love. They out here, it's the 1970s Woodstock, smoking weed, laying out there getting like, it ain't nothing like that, but it looking rough. Folks they don't know nothing about no gardening, can't nobody eat. They trying to get folks to donate food. Stop, man. Y'all is out here doing nothing. Just holding up clock. That's about it. It says Seattle's mayor said Monday that officials will move to wind down the block's long span of city streets taken over 2 weeks ago that President Donald Trump asserted is run by anarchists. And he was right, because that's what they flat out are. They ain't nothing else. Let's not get it twisted. You got the rapper out there, and he's doing security. Security. He's your man. When things go down there, where was he at when the folks got shot? He's supposed to be out there handling his business. And what was he doing? I don't know. Probably had old big booty hoes up in his house or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Doing rapper things. So it says Mayor Jenny Durkan said that the violence was distracting from changes sought by thousands of peaceful protesters opposing racial inequity and police brutality. Yeah, so the brutality's in house. I mean, you talking about thousands of peaceful protesters. When you start lumping them in together with folks throwing the bricks, you know what happens. It's called peer pressure. If you were peaceful, saw somebody throw a brick, ain't nobody do nothing. You're like, man, I might throw a rock first. Threw a rock, looked around. Hey, let me get one of them bricks. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You beat them fell right into the hole with them. She said at a news conference that the city is working with community to bring the Capitol Hill occupied protest zone CHOP to an end, and that the police soon would move back into the precinct building they had largely abandoned in the area. You told them to abandon it. They could have moved back in there. Now they had to move back in with force, but look, man, you can't just go start taking stuff over for the. I mean, ain't no civil war going on right now. You just out here taking stuff over so you can go out there sleep in tents and tear shit up. Pretty much, that's just all it is. You just tearing shit up out there. That's just it. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. So I mean, yeah, the police didn't need to leave no way, because it ain't been no good since they left. Instead, Durkan also vowed to address some of the protesters' demands, include investing more in black communities, reimagining policing in cooperation with community leaders, and pushing for accountability measures and statewide reform of police unions. Now, vowed to address some demands? What are we, hostage negotiating? I mean, what is it? Is it Denzel Washington out here on the inside, man? I mean, what is going on? Talking about we're going to address some demands? I mean, can I get a bus that takes me to a helicopter that's full of fuel and $1 million in cash? Stop, man. People just saying whatever now. Oh yeah, I'm trying to work with them in their demands. Do what? I mean, tell them to take their ass back to the house and collect what's left of unemployment, and afterwards try to find a job. Good luck to you on that. But you better be looking now. Man, some of these folks are the ones that are gonna be crying the blues. When the flood hits, they're gonna be drowned. That's all I'm gonna say. They're gonna drown. It said the mayor did not give an immediate timeline for carrying out the occupation, but said additional steps will be examined if people do not leave voluntarily. Look, let me tell you something about additional steps. It's called going in there and whooping you and getting you out of there, okay? Now, look, I'm going to ask you to leave, and the next time I ask, it's going to come with an ass whooping. That's what they're telling you. I mean, that's just all there is to it. There were scores of people camping in a park in the protest zone. Durkan said peaceful demonstrations could continue, but nighttime disorder had to stop. And there's always going to be some disorder. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's always going to be a little disorder. You talking about a place where there ain't no rules. You can't help but to be disorderly. You know, these people out there doing drugs, drinking, smoking weed. I mean, some disorder's going to happen. Somebody going to have a disagreement. I hate to tell people, but I mean, everybody ain't gonna like each other. It's just the way it is. It's also said the cumulative impacts of the gatherings and protests and the nighttime atmosphere and violence has led to increasingly difficult circumstances for our businesses and residents, Durkin said. The impacts have increased and safety has decreased. Man, there was never no safety. Whoever thought there was safety is because it's because they were on the stuff, man. That's just all there is to it. One F, not two F's, one S, STUF. That's the ones who thought there was some safety there. And Durkin was one of them who thought there was some safety. You know, Summer of Love, the city council who said that the police can't use any type of crowd control methods to try to calm these hoodlums down. I mean, that's the. I mean, y'all are the criminals here. I mean, y'all allowed this nonsense to go on. Y'all need to step in right away and said, no, sir, not today. I mean, you could have tried this about 2 weeks ago. I might have folded up, still worried about COVID, but not today. They said a shooting Sunday night was the second in less than 48 hours at the edge of the zone, which is named for the Capitol Hill neighborhood near downtown Seattle and emerged during nationwide protests over the killing of George Floyd. Big Floyd, at the hands of Minneapolis police. Now, it was a 17-year-old victim that was shot in the arm, and they declined to speak with detectives. And there was a 19-year-old man dead, and another person critically wounded. So I mean, folks just getting capped out there. They're just out there getting dropped left and right. Okay, so the victims were taken to a hospital by volunteer medics in private cars, and police said they were met by a hostile crowd that prevented them from immediately getting to the scene. So these peaceful protests, okay, so somebody gets shot. You try to send somebody out there to get them, they shoo you away. And then they say, hey, man, why you let him die? I mean, man, this stuff ain't adding up, man. I mean, what do you want? You want A or B? You can't, they ain't no C answer on this, which includes A and B. I mean, you got to let folks do the job. You gotta let them do the job, man. Somebody get shot, you get the medics in there, they can save them. No, you just let the man get shot. 19-year-old, he probably has some other stuff. Well, I mean, he shouldn't have been in there to start off with. I know, well, he can't regret it now. He's dead, but he he had so much other potential. I'm sure. Well, I'm guessing he did. I don't know. He was there. So, but now folks can't do the job. Somebody gets shot, they just bleed out. And while they bleeding out, you over here slowing them down, calling them pigs, throwing orange juice at them, milk. You know, overall just doing hoodlum activities. You know, nothing of worth. Instead, it was not apparent if the shootings had anything to do with the protests. Gunfire sometimes occurred in the neighborhood, especially on warm summer nights. I mean, what's that supposed to mean? Well, you just walk outside and be like, boy, it's warm tonight. Martha, give me my pistol. It's going to start shooting. I mean, do what? I mean, you walk outside and you feel, man, it's warm tonight. I'm shooting somebody tonight, dude. Is that how you feel? You got those type of lunatics out there. I mean, serial killers. I mean, they get a whiff of the air. Smell that? Smells like I need to get my pistol. I mean, no. Come on now. It said protesters cornered off the several block area near the police East Precinct after Seattle riot squads unleashed tear gas, pepper spray, and flashbangs on large crowds of mostly, they always like to sprinkle that in, mostly peaceful protesters, drawing condemnation from many city leaders and a federal court order temporarily banning the use of the weapons on demonstrators. And yeah, I left that that was in my previous video where they started to take that away from them. So they took that away because obviously that was effective, and we don't need y'all to be doing anything that's effective at actually moving these crowds and you know keeping them from just tearing everything up and just terrorizing people altogether. You know what I'm saying? All right, so they say at night, the atmosphere out there has become more charged with demonstrators marching and armed volunteer guards keeping watch. So that's the rappers. And they say, with not having a police presence here, people are free to do whatever they want to do, said Bobby Steels, the Seattle resident who has spent time volunteering at the protest zone. You never know who's going to show up. That's why people here are on such high alert. Yeah, you got to have your stuff strapped up with you. They don't know who or what's what or their intentions. Now, does that sound like the summer of love? That sound like love making 101. That sound like you want to go in there and give these guys a hug, lay in a tent with them, eat a piece of grass they laid out there in that dirt. No, I mean, man, there's it. I mean, it's got me shook up. I got a shake of the head. I can't believe we fell all the way into this. I mean, we fell into damn near caveman status. Beat on the wall. It get nighttime. I'm hungry. I'm gonna go get my gun and shoot somebody. I mean, come on, man. All right, now it says Durkan, who has faced calls from protesters and even some city council members to resign over her handling of the demonstrations, and Police Chief Carmen Best said they did not immediately have a timeline for returning officers to the East Precinct. Well, they need to hurry up, okay? Because man, it's getting tough out there. I said, man, now this place was established to better respond to emergency calls in the city's historically black district. So this place was set up to help respond more quickly to issues within the black community. But that's not what we want. So I mean, usually the issues in the black community would be the black on black crime. So now that they're not there, they can't respond as quickly. Now they're saying officers will return safely and in the near future. Said Best noted that some other crimes, including rape, arson, burglary, have been reported in or near the protest zone. So folks out there, they ain't asking for nothing. They Pepe Le Pew in it. They Pepe Le Pew in it. Pulling the draws right off. They raping folks, burning stuff down, stealing folks stuff. So I mean, does it sound all good? It sound all good to you? Now, here's what I'm gonna say. I don't believe that all this right here is the reason why the mayor, you know, was like, man, we need to probably try to tame this down. I don't think that's what it was. I think it's got more to do with things like this. It says due to Seattle's unrest, $1 billion investment firm moving to Phoenix. Now I talked to y'all about that last video about how one of my man Rodolfo, he said, hey, but I'm suggesting my friends to get out. I'm getting out. I ain't sticking around for this nonsense, but I mean, I ain't got enough guns. I ain't got enough time to mess with it. It's gonna be a heavy investment for me. I'm gonna invest somewhere else where they ain't crazy folks just walk around doing what they want to. So we got this $1 billion firm leaving and going to Phoenix. It says coronavirus pandemic or not, an investment advisory company is leaving the cultural unrest in Seattle and moving its headquarters to Phoenix. Camelback Corridor. Said the unrest that has taken place in the city of Seattle, there is not. That's tore up, man. Man, y'all got to have somebody better doing your speaking for you. It said there really is not a downtown business community today. Smead Capital Management, President and CEO, Cole Smead. That's what he said to him. Cole Smead, get your lyrics right. And maybe they just misprinted that up here, man. They're making you look bad. The Smead said that although taxes in Seattle are lower, candidate recruitment is harder, and the cost of living within the city is more expensive than Phoenix. He said, hey, man, taxes lower, but it sucks around this joint. I'm bouncing, okay? Throwing up the deuces. I catch you. All right, thanks for nothing. They said thanks for the memories, even though they weren't so good. I mean, he just like that. He hit him right with the oh damn, I can't think of that band right now for some reason. Fallout Boy. There we go. Fallout Boy. They weren't so good. They said we're hearing rumors of 40-story buildings that will be only 20% occupied by October. So he's like, bud, I got a 40-story building. I can't occupy but 20% of it. He said, man, this ain't good for business. He said, I don't know. I'm a businessman. He said, my biggest concern for Seattle was what the business community is going to come back to and what kind of businesses are going to come back for customers. Which is what I've been trying to say, man. We over here worried about COVID. We worry about some BLM. But you better be worried about folks' jobs and our overall, structure of the U.S. Because, I mean, that stuff is falling in on itself. The edges are touching on it. It's done folded up into many pieces. All edges touching. It said he found that Metro Phoenix offers a better quality of life. Said my colleagues can pick the socioeconomic rung of life they want, live their lives, build their households, and have a family if they like. Said where we're coming from just wasn't like that. So I mean that's what we're talking about. So we got Rodolfo, we got this guy Smee, we got businesses saying, I'm good, we cashing out. Now we're gonna have a lot of these big cities that I think they're gonna be in for a rude awakening and a reckoning. NYC, they out there. De Blasio, he don't care about nothing. De Blasio, I mean, he just gonna let that thing fall to the ground, bud, crumble into ashes. I mean, I guess maybe he'll be standing upon what's left. Like I said, be burnt to the ground. Seattle, they gonna let their stuff burn all the way to the ground. Well, she said they're gonna try to get back on board. But in closing, I mean, Chop, Chap, Chaz. I mean, what y'all think was gonna happen? Man, you knew that once you didn't have no cops in there, folks were gonna start getting shot, stabbed, raped, burglarized. I mean, it's just gonna happen. Man, there's just people that are good, and then there's people that's not so good, and it's just the way it is. And there's a thin line in between that too, because you know what the thin line is the police. The fear of punishment and the police keep people who normally who wouldn't do anything from when they're gone stepping over that line. So I mean, it don't take a whole lot. I mean, everybody's tiptoeing that line. You felt it before. You go out somewhere and somebody say something a little off line, bro. You might just go for your hit right quick. You know what I'm saying? So you felt that you've had those thoughts in your mind before. Don't mean you're gonna do it. But once there ain't nobody around to enforce nothing, man, you might just break loose. It might be their lucky day or unlucky. So I mean, what do y'all think about it? Chaz, chop, flop. I call it flop. Philop. That's what it ain't a filet, it's a flop. That's what it is. I call it the Capitol Hill of flop. Cause that's all they doing. Folks can't grow nothing. Got a patch of dirt in a flower pot from Lowe's. Got some grass, twigs, weeds coming up out of there. They having to order Domino's pizza. They got a rapper security doing security around the area. 19-year-olds getting shot, bleeding out in the street. That sounds like somewhere you want to be. And then the residents, they're like, man, don't tear gas me, man. Man, get out of there. Stop. Leave Seattle, y'all. Man, get out of Seattle. I hope y'all like the video. Rate, share, subscribe. Send it to somebody. Tell somebody you like. Tell somebody you don't like. Tell them to come check me out. XQ420 here. Hit the notification bells. I appreciate y'all being here. Peace out.